Hi, it's Rose Claire, and I hope your week is going well. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about a question I get asked all the time. How did I know I was psychic? When did I become a medium? Honestly, for me, there wasn't one of those events that happened, like a surgery or an accident. I was born this way. And I was like this as a child. And honestly, it wasn't until I was like late elementary, early middle school that I figured out not everybody did this. Um, my family didn't really acknowledge it either. It was, a child's imagination. I just had a lot of imaginary play friends. Only they didn't realize I could see them, describe them, hang out with them. I saw animals as a child going through our house. It had been built on what had been, I believe, orange groves or woods beforehand. So, it was a space where there was a lot of nature too. Interestingly enough, when I figured it out, I was at that age where there was a lot of self-consciousness. So I kind of pulled the cloak over, if you will. I didn't want people to know, but secretly I was still studying and figuring out, how am I doing this? What am I doing? And honestly, there were points in my life too where it kind of got tabled. College, my focus was getting through college or grad school or, whatever the issue was that was left brain that I had to attend to. But it was always there. And anytime I kind of shelved it, it always came back. And in a way that forced me to say, I got to deal with this again. I got to work with this again. In my 20s, I started working with tarot. And tarot became such a springboard for me. I learned how to work with energy, and that it gave me a structure to work with energy too, and a way to communicate with spirit. I can communicate directly with spirit. I can use tools to communicate, but at the core of it is the communication with spirit. So from my 20s on, I started reading, I started studying more, and I continued that throughout my life. So when someone asks, how do you know? Honestly, I didn't know. It just was there. But for some people, it's different. And if you have that little nudge, if you have that little push, you probably really do have this gift. And by the way, I consider it a spectrum. Intuition we all have. More advanced intuition is more like psychic energy. At any rate, give it some thought about your own life. Until next time, Rose Claire.